Welcome back, all you Iced GT gamers. This is Iced GT coming to you live from Southern California once again. In today's Anthem video, we are going to be discussing the new information that just came out in the Paris Games Week Livestream that just happened this morning. It's got new information in regards to the Storm and Interceptor Javelins. We all know how much you've been waiting for new information in regards to those, and even though it was done on a little bit of a buggy alpha build, it is still amazing that we got new information about that. Stick towards the end, we've got a few tweets to go over from Michael Gamble and Mark Darrah as well. Let's get right into it. In the Paris Games Week livestream, there was a little bit of a snafu at the beginning where the audio from the stream was doubled up and there was an echo that was hysterically funny. The chat in the livestream was going crazy, arguing about whether they liked it, whether they hated it, and at the beginning it was kind of cool for the audio of the official Anthem soundtrack and for the trailer video that they put out, and hearing the Muse soundtrack in duplicate was kind of hilarious. But then they started talking, and holy crap, did the chat room erupt with "get rid of the echo" comments. Finally, a couple of minutes later, they did get around to resolving it. I just thought I wanted to mention that little bit of hilarity. There may actually be a meme or two that'll start because of it. We'll have to wait and see on that. But the important information that came out from this live stream, we learned a couple of clarifications. Number one, not only can you cool your jets off from ice elemental attacks against your teammates, flying underwater and flying through waterfalls, but we now also learned that skimming just above the water causes the spray from your jets to cool you down as well. That's a cool new addition, knowing that you don't have to actually fly through a waterfall when you're above the water to be able to cool off the jets and fly just a little bit further. Next up, we have that the Interceptor Javelin appears to have the ability to get some kind of acid bomb. And this screenshot from the live stream shows the remnants of a grabbit that they blew up with this acid ability. And nobody knows exactly what type of attachment this will be, whether this is an arm attachment or a shoulder attachment, but it is definitely not a grenade because they have confirmed multiple times that the Ranger Javelin is the only one that is going to be getting a grenade ability. On to the really important information though. We have our first video proof of what the Storm and Interceptor Javelin ultimate abilities look like. Let's start off with the Storm's ultimate ability. Now, in this, it activates a timer during which the player gets a chance to call out all of the different elemental attacks that are located at the triangle in the top center of the screen. This is ice, lightning, and fire all at once. As many attacks as you can get in before the timer expires. It appears like it is going to be a crap ton of damage against any kind of enemy and will be super useful when you're going up against those tough yellow bar enemies or bosses. Finally, we've got the Interceptor Javelin's ultimate, and this one is totally and completely different. It activates what looks to be almost like a Street Fighter style combo, where he whips out his dual-bladed daggers, spins them around, slashing, hacking, and dashing in all directions, hitting multiple enemies in quick succession and dishing out a ton of damage to multiple opponents. This definitely plays into the mantra that went out last week in regards to the fact that the Interceptor is going to potentially have a melee only build, and I'm super excited to see what kind of craziness we can put together for those of us who want to play Interceptor as their mains. Before we get into the tweets, I've got one little thing I want to make mention of, and that is an update to the EA website in regards to how the combat gameplay works, specifically in regards to mortars and grenades. This is more of a bit of a lore piece directly off the website, and it states that the ciphers in your crew are the ones who are directly responsible for you getting to see the guiding lines and impact points for all mortar and grenade abilities in your Javelin. On into the tweets. First up, Michael Gamble is confirming that there will be a November 1st live stream where they're going to be putting together a build that hopefully won't crash and hilarity will ensue. Can't wait to see it. Next up, Michael Gamble tweeted out a screenshot from inside the Fort Tarsus modification shop where they're kitting out a Storm Javelin, and you can see in the foreground a new NPC named Zoe that I'm guessing will be your interface for how to do the customization and personalization of your Javelin. Next up, Mark Darrah confirms that there will be other elemental weapons besides the Colossus's flamethrower. And we kind of theorized that this was going to be the case, but this is the first time that I know of we've gotten confirmation that there will be other elemental-based weapon types. Next up, Mark Darrah stated that not all personalization options are going to be available for a freelancer at level 1 and will need to be unlocked through gameplay, either through level up or possibly through missions. We'll have to wait and see whether we get clarification on that in the future. Finally, Mark Darrah said, interestingly, that all consumables will have to be crafted and will not be available for purchase from NPC vendors within Fort Tarsus. This means that the freelancers, you guys, are going to have to go out and collect resources to be able to make those consumables. We've already seen video evidence in the gameplay footage of the Colossus where he steps through an acid bath and his arm does an interesting animation, and we immediately see his health go up afterwards. And there has never been verbal clarification on what that ability was, but given this new information that consumables are going to be able to be crafted, which leads me to believe that that is exactly what was happening in that gameplay footage. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you liked this content and want to see more of it, go ahead and hit that like down below and subscribe to my channel. If you didn't like it, feel free to dislike and leave any comments down below. I love to hear your feedback, good or bad. So until next time, this is IceGT signing off. Have yourself a great night.